And so, my dear ones, is that holiday season creeping all over you yet? Is the sap of it rising up within you yet? Because it is everywhere present out there in the world. Have you noticed? And it is the season to be busy, very busy. But we must not allow the busyness to get in the way of taking away from us this glorious time. And why is this time so very, very special? It's only special because so many people at this time make an effort. All over the world, people make an effort to pause from their own lives to think about the lives of others who need their blessing, who need their kindness, who need their goodness, who need their generosity. All over the world at this time, it's almost like magic, if there was such a thing. It's like, a fairy wand has been shaken all over the world, and we go deeper into our hearts, and we dig deeper into ourselves, and we find in there a willingness and a desire to make somebody else's life a little bit better, to give where it really counts and where it really makes a difference. And so it doesn't just become about, oh my gosh, oh golly gee, what am I going to get for him? What am I going to get for her? What does she want? What does he want? What do they want? And oh, the conundrum of that. And what if I get that and they don't like it? And so on and so forth. Have you ever seen the lines of things being brought back the day after Christmas in the stores? Not a good time to go shopping. So it's not about that anymore. Not about that anymore. And most of the time, we're just giving people stuff that we think they will like. We don't know for sure. And we haven't taken the time to really know them deep enough, well enough, long enough to really appreciate some little gesture that would be very meaningful to them. And in the end, when you're so rushed, you think, well, I would like that, so I'll get it for her. I would like that, so I'll get it for him. And then we throw it together and, say, oh, good Lord. Have you ever noticed the energy with which people are scrambling to put all this stuff together? And so this Christmas, I'm inviting you maybe to do it a little bit more differently, Maybe give less of stuff and things and more of yourself. More of yourself. Because that's what people want. They don't want your stuff. They want you. They want you. They want your company. They want you to share your joy with them, your love with them, your time with them. And it's very easy to make people happy. And I noticed that when we were going to visit Reverend Erin up in Royalwood, And the people that were there with her were part of whom we visited too, and they loved our visits. And they cried and cried and cried when Reverend Erin was leaving to go to her deeper rehabilitation center down in San Pedro at Little Company. They cried. And it wasn't, we were just there visiting and sharing and talking and laughing and joking and hugging a lot, and caring. So, of course, we will continue to visit those people who became her friends and looked out for her when she couldn't speak and stuff like that. It doesn't take much. I think there's one of those places near every one of us. I really do. And you'd be amazed at just going in and giving somebody a hug, and you meet all the characters and you get to know all the characters, and they're all different and they're all wonderful and they're all great, and good Lord. I sat down through one of their plays that they did for Halloween, and it was something. It only took 2.5 hours to read the scripts they were reading. It's wonderful. And Reverend Air was going, oh. She was trying to give me the eye to go, but I was ignoring it because we were in the front seats. Come on. And I know some of you do this. I know some of you do this. You visit those who maybe don't have many people or anybody to visit them. I know some of you do this. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm inviting us this holy season to dig deeper now. Not just dig into your pockets, but to dig deeper into your hearts and see how you can make a difference in somebody's life this holiday season, because the holiday season is very challenging for some people, especially those who have endured losses and so on. And I would ask you to keep Reverend Erin in your good prayers. Please don't forget to keep upholding her in prayer, because when she returns to her home for the first time and her mother's not there, it's going to be different. And she also has to stay on the ground floor, which means she'll be in her own mom's room when she returns home, because it was on the ground floor. And what I'm envisioning for her is that she sees it as a great big hug, and that she walks into a hug every time she goes into that room. And I thank you all for your support in every which way. Everybody you're supporting, your own nearest and your dearest, and people that you're not that close to but care about enough to make a difference. You know, because we do belong to each other. You know that, don't you? We do belong to each other. And as long as one of us is weary, and as long as one of us is unhappy, and as long as one of us is hungry, and one of us is in pain, none of us can sit back on our laurels. That's how connected we all are to everybody on this plane. And we are a global community now more than ever before. And it does matter what's happening over there, out there, beyond there. It does matter. Now, if you were to look out and look at all the needs that are in the world, you'd be so totally overwhelmed. You went into paralysis because you didn't know what to do, you couldn't do anything. All I'm saying to you is, whatever need crosses your path, endeavor to respond to it. You don't have to go out and look for causes. I can assure you they will find you. They will find you. You don't have to go out there looking for them. But our motto could be, our personal motto could be, whenever a need crosses my path, I will always endeavor to meet it. Whenever a need crosses my path, I will always endeavor to meet it. The universe always says yes, always says yes, always. You never have to say no to anybody. That does not mean you always have to say yes. It means that when somebody comes and asks you for a favor or something or another, you'll say, well, at the moment, that's not what I can do, but here's what I can do. See, there's a whole difference in that. Instead of no, can't do it. Can't do that just at the moment, but here's what I can do. I can pray for you. I can always do that. What better thing could you do for anyone but know the truth for them? There's always something you and I can do. We started a fabulous class last night, and it has to do with whole life and whole living, and a sense of a fullness, and a sense of a plenty, and a sense of a oneness. And it's to experience all of that through circulation. Life is always in circulation. That is the nature of life, and the rhythm of life is that which comes in and goes out, that which comes in and goes out, circulating. That which comes in and goes out. You know, your breath comes in and it goes out. Your breath comes in and it goes out. Your breath comes in and it goes out. And we were asked to think about this. Can you imagine just breathing in and never breathing out? Or breathing out and never breathing in? That wouldn't work, would it? That just wouldn't work at all. So, I mean, life comes in to us and flows back out through us. Comes in to us and flows back out through us. Now, what that life is going to be like is decided in the way you choose to live your life. And the way you choose to live your life is according to the mental and emotional atmospheres you entertain in mind and in emotion. Now, you're supposed to be flowing. The flow is supposed to be going like this. Things are supposed to be coming in and going out. Life comes in and life goes out. But what kind of life is coming in and what kind of life is going out? You and I want it to be a good life. We want the blessing to flow into us. We want the blessing to flood into us and flow out from us. Flooding in, flowing out, flooding in, flowing out the blessings of life. Because each and every one of us were ordained to live an abundant life, a full life, a whole life, and a complete life. It is written, I have come that you may have life and have it in abundance. I have come that your joy may be complete, and I have come that you may experience a peace that passes understanding. And to live this kind of life is based on this. As you give, so you receive. As you give, so you receive. What you give is what you receive. It's as simple as that. What you're putting out is what comes back. Why? Because you and I are magnetic fields of energy. We are magnetic fields of energy. We're vibers. We vibe. We're vibing all the time. Vibes. Flowing out from us and flooding back into us. And what kind of vibes are they? What kind of a magnetic field are you and I? Well, go to your mind and see what's going on in it. Go to your emotions and see what's going on in them, and then you'll know what's going out from us and what's coming back into us. It's as simple as that. And again, I'll ask us all the question, is your mind a safe place to be? Is your mind a secure place to be? Is your mind a healthy place to be? I ask us all these questions all the time because they're very telling questions. And I've said to friends sometimes, very close and dear friends, oh, your mind right now is not such a safe place to be, is it? And they have said it to me. And I love friends like that, who love you so dearly and so deeply that they can very nicely and lovingly and caringly point something out that needs to be pointed out. They're like X-ray machines. They can see beyond whatever. They really are Anam Kara's spiritual friends. They really are, spiritual practitioners in our lives. And they're good to have around. And we all need them. And the Dalai Lama has one, and the Pope has one, and everybody who's ever managed to unfold spiritually had one or two or three or four or five or six or however many. And as my mother used to say to me as a child, it's not one guardian angel you need, child, it's a whole host of angels taking care of you. So I accepted that. So I know from the time I was knee-high, I have a whole host of angels taking care of me. Boy, is their job cut out for them. And then even at that, I get away too many times from them, like Dennis the Menace. So, fullness, plenty, wholeness. That's what you and I have to give from when we're giving. And so when it comes to gift giving and so on, we're not going to be giving from pinchiness and from a sense of, well, I don't know if I can afford this or not, or no, it's a bit much to be spending on him or her or whatever. That's not, don't give anything. From that kind of energy. Bless them, pray for them, much better. So it's that sense of wholeness and fullness and plenty and completeness and divine providence. It's knowing divine providence is my source, that which is always, always the givingness of life onto life never is diminished an iota by whatever it gives. And you have to feel like that, and I have to feel like that every time I give something. I'm knowing that every time I give something, rather than depleting me, it's the opposite. It's enriching me. It's filling me. Whatever we do, whatever we think and say and do and give, with a good heart is the way we do it, or it's not worth doing. With a good heart, a good heart, a good heart. God loves a cheerful giver, it is written in the scriptures. God loves a cheerful giver. So let's task ourselves with that as we're giving this Christmas. How cheerful am I in my giving, in my wrapping, in my getting, in my whatever it is? How cheerful am I? What I like to do is put on the Christmas carols when I'm wrapping and have a nice cup of tea. Make it a celebration. Some other people will have a glass of wine. For me, the wine of my choice is tea. Nice cup of tea. Get the spirit of Christmas going. Sometimes the air conditioning is on and the fire is on too, because it's California. And somebody was saying something about putting their summer clothes away. I said, don't bother. Christmas can be the hottest day of the year. Wait till Christmas is over and then see if you want to put away your, summer clothes. Because I was beginning to think we were going to have an eternal summer for a while. And then I remember the Christmas where we were all washed out of it, and the wind and the rain and the hail was wonderful. Well, it wasn't really wonderful for some people, but I thought it was a nice change. So, my dear ones, to be mindful and to be present is the best gift or present you could give to yourself. So, let's start out the giving season with gifting ourselves with mindfulness and presence. This is a wonderful book. It's called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. A Happy Pocket Full of Money. It's ordered. I am going to be recommending this to the students who are doing the 4-week course with me. They have a book to follow, but it's more a journal that you're journaling in. But this is a very fun book, and it's a great book on prosperity. And we have some ordered. If you would like a copy of it, please sign up the front desk and tell them you want a copy of it. It's really, and it's a fun book. But here's an interesting page that I opened today that Spirit seems to want us to pay attention to. And of course, the affirmation it's coming from is, I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. That's the affirmation. Say it with me. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Again. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. And one time like you mean it. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. And here's a key thought. Eliminate all forms of wanting. Why? Because the ego is what wants. Only the ego wants. Because the Spirit knows, all I need I have. I'm supplied. Eliminate all forms of wanting. These include regretting the past, wishing things are or were different, looking forward to things, wishing, wanting, worrying, and throwing your awareness and consciousness into the future or back into the past. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Oh, so easy said and read than done. But yet, all of us in this room are endeavoring to do that, aren't we? We're endeavoring to stop living from our history. And if we stop living from our history and stop living from our future, we're not going to be worried. Because it is the regrets of the past and the worries about the future that keep us, to say the very least, uncomfortable. And at the other end of that, totally upset in one way or another. So if we let the regrets of the past go, the worries about the future go, we're right here now in this moment and everything is good. There's not a bother on any of us, as my mother would say, it's not a bother on you, child, not a bother on you. And then she'd go and talk about the children in Africa and so on and so forth. But there isn't a bother on us right here and right now. Nothing is troubling us in this moment, right here and right now. Why? Because we're focused on something else. So keep your focus in the present. When you think of the past, bless it. When you think of the future, smile and know it's going to be good. Smile and know it's going to be good. And so, my dear ones, it goes on to say, in other words, do not hold onto the past moment. Do not wish you were in the next moment to come. Instead, take in this moment now, in its fullness for all the gifts that it brings to you if you allow it. Because it's only in the now that you are empowered. It's only in the now that you can choose your good. It is only in the now that you can change, not tomorrow. Only now can you change. Only now can you choose your good. Only now can you decide life is a gift. Your life is a gift. All life is a gift. Only now can you do that. Well, you know, if we filled up our nows with all of that kind of thinking, oh my gosh, oh golly gee, how happy we would be. Indeed we would. Instead, take in the now moment in a way like it's the only moment you're ever going to experience. And if you knew this was the only moment you'll ever experience, what would you want in it? What would you think in it? What would you feel into it? What would you decide in the now moment? The fastest way to create a great future is simply to intend, release, and get back into enjoying right now. Always intend your good. Always choose to know your good is there for you and you're supposed to have it. And be grateful for it. The good you're aware of and the good you're not aware of. Release everything that would stop you and block you from feeling happy or in joy. Let it go. Let it go. As they sing in the song in Frozen. If I could sing it, I'd sing it for you. But you're very blessed to know that I'm not a public singer, because you'd never get out of here by the time I'd finish singing all the opera that we'd have to sing. So, you know, God has a plan. It is a divine design. But, yeah, let it go. Let it go. The cold doesn't bother me anyway. And whatever it is in your life can be the cold, whatever that is, that's weighing on you. You know, you're feeling sunny, you get up and you feel this, and then this cloud appears again over your head, and everywhere you go it follows you, and you can't get away from it, and you try to dodge it, but no, it stays put, this cloud over your head, and you know that your life could be so perfect if that cloud wasn't there. And only you have the power to release it and dissipate it and let it go. And it's a thought that will do it. It's a feeling that will do it. It's a decision that will do it. It's a choice that will do it. That's what does it. Not something out there, someone out there, or something. It's a thought, it's a feeling, it's a decision, and it's a choice that does it. Yours. Your thought, your feeling, your decision, your choice. This is where our power is right now in this moment. It's not anywhere else. I am empowered in the moment, here and now, and if I allow my power not to be used in the moment, it goes unused. And I'll find myself in a worrisome tomorrow because I didn't use the power that was available to me in this moment now. Bothersome things like gnats coming at you and you're trying to swipe them away. You can't swipe them away out there. To swipe them away in here. And you can do it, and I can do it. That's the saddest of all things. We can do it. But we don't. We don't choose to. It's too much trouble trying to monitor your mind and keep your thoughts clear. It's too much like hard work. Well, that's only because we're addicted to random thinking, random feeling, mindless stuff. We're addicted to mindless stuff. And so to get over our addiction, it's going to take a little bit of time. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Do we want to? Now, that's the question. Do you really, really, really want to live a wonderful, good, and happy whole life? Do you really want it? Is the question. It's rhetorical. You can answer it yourself. But do you really want it? Because if you do, what do you have to do? Whatever it takes. You have to do whatever it takes, and it's going to take something different from every single one of us in this room. I can't give a formula out, and nobody can, to say if you do this, then you'll have it. No one can tell you that, because you are the master of your own ship. You're the counselor of your own being. You're the knower of your own truth. Now, the books and everything else can help. Absolutely. Point us in the direction. And some books and people give better directions than others. Have you noticed that? I've often been told to go that way when really the way I wanted to go was this way. Even the navigator sometimes would have you in the sea if you took that right turn. Here. Intuition. Here. Grace and the power and the presence of spirit enlightening, enlivening you, enjoying you, enjoining you to your truth. You're amazing. My gosh, you're amazing. Awesome. Beyond belief, awesome. Unbelievably awesome. That's what you are. Very, very fine-tuned and very uniquely tempered, very, very individualized, a one and only expression of a magnificence beyond any of our imaginings. That's what you are. That's what you are. And the problem, I think, arises out of the fact that we weren't told that enough as small children. Rather, we were told we were rotten, awful sinners and not worth a hill of beans. But if from the moment you landed here, the mirrors you looked into told you, you are the magnificence of the creator of your being, and that being is within you. And that light of that being is shining brightly within you, and it will lead you, it will guide you, and you can trust it. And yes, by all means, come to mommy, come to daddy. But remember to tune in to your own wonderful, wonderful friend that is always with you. And you can always trust. And so people in coming for the first time to our centers and so on think, oh, that's a whole load of baloney. No, people need to be told, slapped up the side of the head and told, get your act together and wise up. You're a rotten, awful sinner, and you need to mend and change your ways. Because telling them how wonderful they are, well, what good is that going to do? Well, maybe, just maybe, when you hear it enough, you will say yes to it and identify with it and say, yes, that's what I am. And since that's what I am, I don't have to continue being this, I don't have to continue doing that, and I certainly don't have to continue thinking the other. And then, when you get beyond that and you really want to take your spiritual life seriously, and you go into spiritual counseling, then yes, you will be reminded that we're in a spiritual community to discover our mistakes and correct them. And that's hard. You'll be supported and assisted to come to that yourself. But that's the way it is. You enter any deep spiritual community that is dedicated and consecrated to that, and you're not going to get away with anything as far as being less than your magnificence is concerned. It won't be all right for you to say you're one thing and behave another way. The dichotomy will be pointed out carefully, lovingly, supportingly. And if it's not, you get out of that place. If it's that, it's not what it's about. That never works. It's not worked for me. I don't know about you. They get more from me with a spoon of sugar than they do with a bottle of vinegar, I can tell you that. Both in the ashram and in the convent. No, that didn't go down a treat with me, because why? It never felt right. Because I never felt that if the good creator of my being was standing in front of me, that's how I would be treated. Think about that. If the creator of your being was standing in front of you, what would that creator of your being be doing and saying in your regard? I don't think it would be doing and saying anything. I think it would be just embracing you, immersing you in that deep divine love. But then that's only my think, isn't it? So, wanting tells the universe to create conditions that keep you in wanting. Oh, she's in want. Well, let's give her more to want. That seems to be what she's sending out, vibing out there. And so the good law of life will send it right back to us, pressed down, spilling over, multiplied. Making it impossible to have what you desire unless you get out of the state of wanting and into another state. It is very subtle, but the important way of seeing life. I want. Gimme, 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 gimme. I want to get and get and get and get and get. Collect, 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 and collect. Hoard and hoard and hoard and hoard and hoard. Oh my gosh, we're funny, aren't we? And it's true, last night in class it was pointed out to us that the more abundant we become in ourselves, the more prosperous we feel in ourselves, the less we want of stuff and things, and the less desire we have to hoard. Isn't that interesting? Spend all that time, effort, and energy, money, and trouble, getting and getting and getting and getting and getting and getting and getting, and eventually it becomes a burden, all that stuff. Our getting ought to be around gathering people of like nature and heart and mind around us, so that together we can combine and create great good and do great good and be great good in our world. That's what a spiritual community is for, and that's what we endeavor to do here. We're coming into the angel tree season. Very soon the tree will be up there. And dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of people will be raised up and feel good about themselves for a little while, thanks to your generosity, your kindness, your compassion, and your love. We've been doing this now for 30 years. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people have been helped. because this community is here. And the people in charge of the organizations we help are always amazed. And they always keep reassuring us, you've no idea, you've no idea, you've no idea the difference you've made in the lives of those people. Well, we do, we have some idea. That's why we need to keep the center here for long and many a day, so that we can keep doing these things. 5 schools in Africa because of this community here. 5 schools in Africa. Not only are the children being educated, but their parents are being educated, because that's the basis upon which we build the schools. We say you have to commit parents to going to night school, so that we can make sure that they will be so vested in education, they will make sure those children go to school every day. We want to help the whole village prosper and improve. So 5 schools with so many families in 5 schools are being helped. And they are creating another generation that will be more helped and more helped and more helped. So that in and of itself will go throughout the ages now. Spread. Well, why aren't we helping our own in our own country? Oh, my dear ones. Everyone is our own. Everyone is our own. And we do help within our own land too. But there is no shortage or limit to the reach that we can reach, is there? No. So because of you, the world is blessed in many, many ways that you don't even pay attention to or are aware of. And that's lovely. Because one day you'll be surprised on the other side when you realize all the good that has flown through this world because of you being in it. All the people helped. All the good things, all the good feelings, all the good thoughts, all the good energy. Lifting the world, lifting the world, lifting the world. Making sure that all of these predictions of Nostradamus and everybody else doesn't happen. Because remember about those kinds of predictions, they're made in the moment at the time when they were made. And those predictions say, if things continue the way that things are, this is going to be the outcome. But we can change the outcome by changing our consciousness and raising the energy of the planet. And that's what we do. That's what we do every time we bless, every time we pray, every time we do a good deed, feel a good thought, feel a good feeling. Every time we make an affirmation, affirm life. We're raising the consciousness of the planet, and we're rendering null and void those predictions. So, instead of focusing on wanting, we can focus on the blessings that are in our lives and gather in, as I was saying last night, gather in what you have to give happily from the 12 baskets of your good that's left over from the abundance you have in your life. Gather in. May just be a little handful to begin with for some of us, because life fluctuates. Sometimes we have a whole pile of stuff and sometimes we have a little. Depends. But take what you have, hold it in your palms of your hand that is filled with your heart, and bless it, and bless it, and bless it, and then share from that energy of consecration, dedication, and blessing. That's the way we gift. That's the way we give. That comes from an awareness that I always have something to give. Always. Even if the something is just a good thought, a good word, pat in the back, a good deed, whatever it is. But I always have something to give. Because I am more than something. I am the wholeness and the fullness and the presence and the power. I am the image and I am the likeness and I am the essence and energy of my Creator. How dare I think that I have nothing to give? How dare I think that I have nothing to give? when everything is available to me and can flow through me. We can make this season like no season has ever been before. Can't wait, though. We start now. Let Christmas be here and let Christmas be now. Christmas just means Christedness. Christ life, Christ living, Christ consciousness, Christ thinking, Christ feeling, Christ doing, Christ being. The Buddha mind, the Buddha mind, the Buddha mind, using the Buddha mind, going to the Buddha mind. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's the Buddha mind. But there's no way you're going to transform your mind until you inform your mind. If you're going to transform your mind, you must first inform your mind. Of what? The truth that sets it free to be its Christed self. Every day is a good day. Every time we wake up in the morning, bless the day, bless yourself in it. Bless everything that's going to happen in your day, everybody you'll meet in the day, everything that occurs in the day. Bless it and bless it and bless it, and know it's for your highest and your best good, and everybody else is around you too. You bless it. You get up of your bed excited. I have another day. This could be the very day when I might wake up, spiritually wake up. This could be the day. This could be the day of all days when I come into my own. When I wake up and remember who I am. This could be the day. So bless it as a Christed day, as a holy day, as a whole day. Bless it. And let that be your thinking and feeling as you go throughout the day. It won't take you long to forget about it. It really won't take you long to forget about that at all. Because ego is used to ruling the roost. Ego is used to taking over and running your life. A merry chase too, a merry dance. And so ego will have you singing, "'Tis the season to be frenetic, fra la 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 la." You know? Deck the malls with boughs of holly. Who is the best shopper in the land, whatever. Gets to be all of that. You know, and you and I don't get to savor the flavor of what it really is about. It's about how can I align myself more fully with the givingness of life back onto itself in a way that makes a difference and is a blessing in many lives. You are such a blessing. I wish you could see the blessing that you are. I wish you could feel the blessing that you are. I wish you could sense the blessing that you are. It's always my prayer for all of our members. Let them know, let them see, let them feel the true essence of who and what they are, so that they can always be in that beautiful open receptivity to all of life, however it shows up, knowing all of it is a blessing in some way. And because of their poise, because of who they know, they'll just with grace and ease move through it all, coming through it beautifully and the better for it. It's my prayer for each and every one. And it's a good prayer to end on. So, my dears, when you do go out there into life, into living, into the busy world, or as one of my teachers would say, when you're aware of the busyment of the embodiment, you know, remember you are more than the busyment of the embodiment. And that always within you there is a poise and a peace and a power awaiting your recognition to assist and support you in any way you desire. Because, as it is written, God always awaits our availability. Isn't that beautiful? God always awaits our availability. God never withholds any good, just awaits our availability to be open enough and alert enough to receive it, to receive what already is there, present and available. So I am jazzed at the idea of you taking your light out there and being that beautiful warmth and comfort and blessing wherever you are, just because you are. Just because you are. And so, as you know, we always close with our circulation ritual.